And we're live at the Rock, Westfield High School. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of IHSA Boys Basketball on Hamilton County TV, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners. Celebrating over 26 years. Come January, it's going to be 27 years for Jim and Company at Logan Street Signs and Banners. We're also presented by Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Smith's Jewelers, One Zone, HCTV Calendars, and Logan Street Sanctuary in Noblesville. And good evening, basketball fans. My name is Craig Atkins, alongside Victor McCarty. We're live here at the Rock in Westfield. Boys basketball here on this Friday night, Hoosier Crossroads Conference action, and it's going to be one of those, I think, games that's going to come down to the wire. These teams are so evenly matched so far this season, Victor.
Absolutely. It's a great atmosphere here inside the Rock at Westfield High School. Plenty of different activities going on tonight and celebrating the holiday season. But as you mentioned, it is going to be a hot contest between the Millers and Shamrocks, as it is just about in any sport between the two clubs. It's always a battle between 32, battle of the trail. But yes, the stats are pretty much dead even in points per game. The Millers, they're averaging 50, whereas the Shamrocks are averaging 64. Field goal percentage, Millers 49%, Shamrocks 46%. Rebounds per game, this is really where it's almost a dead tie. Shamrocks at 19 and the Millers at 20. So it will be a highly contested game underneath the rim tonight. Prepare for it to be just a little bit chippy.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit chippy. These kids know each other so well, and it's kind of crazy how their schedules mirror themselves so far. We'll start with Noblesville, the visiting team. They opened up with the win over Shortridge on Thanksgiving Eve, followed by two straight losses by 18 to Fishers, 54-36, and then a nail-biter last Friday night at the Mill against Carmel, 45-40. But then they got back on track, 73-66, with that second home game last Saturday over the Anderson Indians. Westfield has done the same thing. They won their first, dropped two, and then they won their fourth game of the season, beat Kokomo 75-33 pretty handily here at the Rock on Friday the 24th. Two losses in a row at Pendleton Heights, 57-47, and a loss by 17 at Zionsville to open up conference play 2 Fridays ago, actually, 78-61, and then a home victory last Saturday over New Palestine, 73-63. So both teams, it's kind of a rivalry weekend here on Hamilton County TV because you've got Noblesville at Westfield and boys basketball here tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, it's a matinee affair as the Westfield girls head east on 32 and will face the Noblesville Miller girls team tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow night, back here on Hamilton County TV, it's going to be Hamilton Heights visiting Noblesville in boys basketball action. So a lot of action here this weekend on Hamilton County TV, and we'll talk about, before we get the starting lineups here in a few minutes, Victor, it's kind of a seasoned veteran list of scoring leaders. Zach Johnson and Xavier Hines, the two scoring leaders, 16.8 points and 11.3 respectively for the Millers. And it's senior Zach Banks leading the way at 21-3 a game, along with Caleb Welch. Those kids, they've played varsity all 4 years. The same thing of what Braden Smith, the third leading scorer at 8 points a game, is doing. And Shane Sumter's got to be happy with what's going on so far. He's got kids that they're playing lengthy amounts, and they're playing a lot of varsity throughout their careers, and that makes better players throughout.
Absolutely. It's definitely a more experienced squad as opposed to last year. They've really come into their own, and they're really prepared for this matchup here tonight. You mentioned Zach Banks. Again, 21 points per game on average. He's also averaging 3 in rebounds, assists, and steals, as well as when it comes to free throw percentage, he is the dead shot on the Shamrocks at 76%. So when push comes to shove at the end of the game, they're going to want to make sure the ball is in the hands of Banks so they can hit their free throws.
Free throws, speaking of, Noblesville shoots 73% on the season. Westfield 69 as a team. Both teams not shooting a whole lot from three-point range. Actually, Westfield has shot 82 threes so far this year, 24 out of 82 for just 29%. The Millers, 35%, making just 16 of 46. And overall field goals, Noblesville shooting 49%, and Westfield 46%. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. Both teams, obviously, they're both playing tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Westfield goes to Tipton, and that's become a rivalry in itself as well.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a little bit of a throwback real quick, Craig. The only mascot fight I ever had was against the Tipton Blue Devil during my time as a Shamrock. So that was a fun evening unto itself, and actually won that. And it was at Tipton, and I won their fans over in cheering for the Shamrocks that night. So it was a nice little Civil War game.
And before we get the national anthem here a little bit, elsewhere in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference tonight, it's Mudsock action over at Fishers High School tonight in boys action as the Royals visit the Tigers. Southeastern 6-0 on the season. Brownsburg will be at Avon, and Franklin Central visiting Zionsville. Franklin Central still 0 on the season. No wins overall and lost their first conference contest. In the MIC, it's Carmel at North Central. Center Grove visits Whiteland out of conference. Indianapolis Tinley is at Lawrence North. Pike at Lawrence Central. And a big one, Warren Central visits Ben Davis. We'll talk about a little bit more before.
That'll be a huge one.
Yeah, that'll be big. Warren Central, the defending state champ. They've won 35 games in a row dating back through last season.
Right now on the court, they're honoring Jocelyn, who was the state champion in girls golf for the Lady Rocks.
Right. And that's not an easy thing to do, to be the individual champ.
Absolutely.
We've obviously had, Noblesville, Westfield, Southeastern, Carmel teams go and, place, either win the team title or finish top 3. But there haven't been too many individual title winners, and that's a pretty outstanding thing to do.
Tonight, the pride of the Rocks taking center court.
And elsewhere in county action in the Hoosier Heartland Conference, Sheridan visits Eastern of Greentown. That's a big one in the conference. Sheridan 3-1, Eastern is 4-0. And University is at Muncie Burris tonight. Trailblazers 5-1 on the season. Circle City Conference. This one has expanded in the last, in its second season. Guerin Catholic visits Heritage Christian tonight. Oldenburg Academy is at Chittard. And let's see, in the Hoosier Conference, Western visits the Panthers visiting Hamilton Heights tonight. And then obviously Heights going to Noblesville tomorrow night. As we will stand and take a brief pause for our national anthem.
Can you
was a great rendition of our national anthem as Victor tries to climb back down inside the table. Great rendition, and indeed, as we're getting ready for the starting lineups here at the Rock in Westfield. Glad you've joined us tonight. Craig Atkins with Victor McCarty and Lucas Lacone upstairs on the camera, and Will Wofford producing tonight's broadcast. And executive producer Jim Wofford back at the mothership on 10th Street in Noblesville, manning the game day. As I believe we've got the Guerin Catholic Heritage Christian game, and I'm trying to think what the other game is tonight that we have. Will can find out, and we'll pass that along to you so you can toggle back and forth. It might be Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers, if I'm not mistaken, Will. As we're getting the starting lineups, we'll go first for Noblesville. They will go like this. Guards, Jordan Schmidt, number 10, a 6-foot senior. 6'3" senior, Egan Keever-Hill. A couple other 6'3" seniors, Zach Johnson and Xavier Hines, along with Alex Hunt, number 32, as a forward tonight.
A freshman wearing number 15, Braden Smith.
And for the home-standing Westfield Shamrocks, one guard is number 10, Zach Banks. Another guard, 5'10" freshman, Braden Smith. A couple other guards, Benji Welch, number 23, a 6-foot sophomore, and Caleb Welch, a 6'1" senior, number 24, and at center, number 44, a 6'4" junior, Zach Byer in the middle for Westfield.
Real quick before tip, want to touch on my Victor's key to victory for both squads here tonight. For the visiting squad, Noblesville Millers, we have take advantage of your second chances. You know you're great at rebounds, so make sure you're in there fighting underneath the rim. For the home team, Westfield Shamrocks, just simple. Limit turnovers, be patient, be confident. I say simple, but sometimes it's harder than what you ask for. But those are the keys here tonight. As we prepare for tip, it's going to be a great one between these two squads.
Zach Byer going to jump it up against Alex Hunt. Center circle, and we're getting ready for things here in this HCC battle here at the Rock. And the ball is up. Controlled. Jordan Schmidt outraces Benji Welch. Millers with the first possession of the game. They'll be going right to left. Possession on the left side of your screen here in the first half. Schmidt down low. Basket is no good. Layup by Zach Johnson, and he will go to the foul line. It's a quick foul, 14 seconds in.
And that's going to be on Benji Welch. Team's first in only just a few seconds in the game.
Seems like a long line of Welches, and he's just a sophomore. Who's our third game?
It is HIC versus the Fisher Tigers, as well as Western versus Guerin Catholic.
Both free throws good by Zach Johnson. Westfield with their first offensive possession of the game so far. They'll shift it around outside. Banks. Now it's Smith. Trying to find room. Noblesville playing a 2-3 zone to start out.
Hanging tight at the top of the key are the Shamrocks. This is the glory of not having a shot clock in high school basketball.
And this is one thing that probably, gets people to want to, root for a shot clock, but rebound off the miss by Alex Hunt. Now it's Keever-Hill down low. Zach Johnson off the glass and in.
Wide open underneath the basket for the Millers. Shamrock's defense falling asleep on that possession.
Noblesville with a quick 4-0 lead, just a minute in. Johnson's got all four.
Miller's defense playing it tight.
Byers got it. Back out to Caleb Welch. Now it's Banks, right side. Cross-court pass, Caleb Welch. Cut off by Hunt. He's got almost didn't have anybody to pass to. Back out to Banks, and he'll reset.
Miller's defense keeping it lock and key on the outside perimeter. And that'll be a kick of the ball.
Looks like Westfield so far pretty frustrated on offense. They can't penetrate anything inside the perimeter. They're just passing the ball around the outside because they can't. There are no passing lanes with this 2-3 zone.
Well, I said be patient, but I didn't mean be that patient. You got to take your shots, as Westfield just did, but just missed.
Xavier Hines, the rebound for the Millers. Back the other way come the gold and black. Black jerseys and trunks. Gold trim for the Millers. Westfield, white jerseys and trunks and green numbers and trim. Hines, 3. Got it from the right wing.
From downtown, the Millers.
And Shane Sumter wants to talk about it. Xavier Hines with his first 3 of the game, and it's 7-0.
Millers with a hot start to this game here tonight. This timeout brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners. Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating over 26 years. Logan Street Signs and Banners specialize in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville, Hamilton County, since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their website at www.loganstreetsigns.com. Also, please follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Noblesville 7, Westfield 0, as that forced Shane Sumter to call a timeout.
Miller's really coming out tonight full throttle, both on offense and defense. Really keeping it lock and key. And I mentioned it, getting that rebound. That was a key first rebound to pass it out with the assist on the perimeter and get that long 3.
Well, Banks back across the timeline now to Caleb Welch. Now, back out. Benji Welch back to Caleb. First shot. Second 3-point attempt of the night for Caleb Welch, and gets the Shamrocks on the board.
And I remember seeing that from Caleb last year. He was not afraid to take the shot from the 3. So now, being a senior, he's going to lead that team from the perimeter.
And
turnover by the Millers.
Keever Hill's pass goes over the outreach hands of Zach Johnson. He didn't reach out to touch the ball, and it goes out of bounds back to Westfield. 5 minutes left here. First quarter. Banks just about walked. Gets it down low. Byerly shifting the perimeter. Welch, no. And almost got the roll for the 3. Rebound to Hines.
Rocks getting back on defense.
Looks like we're going to get a carry on that.
Well, now that's 2 early turnovers by the Millers.
Both since that timeout call by Sumter.
Well, we've seen in the past how timeouts can be the momentum shift a team needs, but
quick pass by Welch.
Just as I jinx it.
Off Byer's hands and out of bounds back to the Millers. 7-3 our score, 4:35 in the first quarter. Pretty decent crowd here. Kind of glad that rain stopped. They were talking about some possibly flash flooding.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
it's December 14th.
Well, I'm glad it stopped because I have a 5K in the morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't want to run in that.
Absolutely not.
Keever Hill trapped by Banks. It's a good matchup with Banks on him. Johnson fades away. Basket's good.
That was a picture-perfect fade away by number 23, Zach Johnson, and getting the and 1 for his squad.
Johnson. Caleb Welch, his first. The Welches have the fouls for the Shamrocks. Johnson will shoot 1. Makes that one. He's 3 out of 3. He's got 7. It's 10-3.
Shamrocks now will come up to the top of the key, see what they can do with this possession, down by 7.
Banks. Now it's Caleb Welch. Ball kicked by Alex Hunt and out of bounds.
We got 4 minutes left here in the first quarter, but the defensive scheme of the Millers has been working thus far.
Yeah, that 2-3 zone, clogging passing lanes, especially how lengthy they are. 3-pointer off the mark from Caleb Welch. Rebound to Alex Hunt. Now it's Egan Keever Hill. Driving, looking, back out. Now it's Johnson. Top of the key three. No, off the back of the iron. Banks skies for the board. Quickly come the Shamrocks back, and Jordan Schmidt picks the pocket of Banks. The ball goes out of bounds.
Got to get a barrier up for those cheerleaders.
Yeah, it looks like Noblesville Athletic Assistant AD Tony Euler over there. Hopefully he may say something that, hey, you girls may want to step back.
It's going to get aggressive tonight.
New Westfield player in the ball game for the Shamrocks, 30 Camden Simons, a 6'5" junior, fresh off being the Shamrocks quarterback. I think he's the only sub so far.
And he's tied for the tallest on the squad. The other is Mason Brooks.
Keever Hill picked his dribble up now to Johnson. Back out. Hines fakes it. Behind the back pass. Now it's Johnson. Shifted with the left hand. Lost control. Now
Miller's got too fancy on that possession. See if the Rocks can make up for it.
Caleb Welch drives. It's going to be a foul.
No and one, but he draws the foul.
Looks like Alex Hunt will commit that foul for the Millers. First foul on Noblesville. And Caleb Welch will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw in and out.
But he makes the second.
Switches the second. Welch has all 4 Westfield points, and it's 10-4. 3:05 left first quarter. Johnson down low, gets it. Hines high off the glass.
The Shamrocks playing too aggressive on the opposite side of the court and not being able to hustle back to prevent that double team underneath the basket. The team with advantage will get that every time.
Banks floats one high. Rebound, Johnson off the miss.
Thought he got fouled on that, but refs letting him play.
Keever Hill. Now Schmidt up top, guarded by Smith. Keever Hill looks like he stutter stepped and then dribbled, called for the walk.
So far tonight, the biggest enemy for the Millers has been themselves with those mental mistakes.
Yeah.
We'll see if they're able to collect themselves after the half. We still have a long way to go till then, but they're still up.
Now it's Banks. Looks, gives it to Welch. Left side, Smith. They'll float the perimeter, Byer. Welch drives. He seems to be more assertive this year as a senior.
Absolutely. I could sense last year that he was just a little bit more hesitant in really driving the basket. But as we've seen so far tonight, he is not afraid. He says, hey, this is part of my team. I'm a senior. I really need to do the best that I can for my squad.
Welch going to shoot a pair again. Makes this one. 12-5 our score. And now in for Westfield is number 12, Chris Chin, 5'10" junior.
And that'll be a big size difference. We're a 5'11" coming in for a 6'4".
Welch with another, and he'll switch that one. He's now 3 out of 4 from the line.
Now we see the student section getting into it.
They're all dressed in their red and green and Christmas spirit down there, at least the first few rows. 12-6 is our count. Caleb Welch was all 6 Westfield points. Brendan Fisher, number 5, now in there for Noblesville. Schmidt to Johnson, left side, cross-court pass to Fisher.
Westfield really playing the double team right now.
Keever Hill now back, right side, Fisher, 3, right corner, no, back of the iron. Braden Smith skies for the board, the freshman not afraid to get in there.
And that's what a coach likes to see out of his young talent.
Speaking of, not afraid to shoot it. Smith shoots it Off the mark, rebound to Jordan Schmidt. And with 1:02 left, first quarter, 6-foot senior Schmidt will slow it down. Westfield looking like they're
rejuvenated.
After that timeout, they seem like Coach Sumter woke them up a little bit. As Noblesville's going to float the ball around, trying to get one last shot, up by 6 here in the first quarter.
The fans getting a reaction out of the Millers.
Down to 22 seconds left. Kiever Hill takes it on himself, and he drives. Looks like a foul on Camden Simons.
That was a great fake pump by the Millers, being able to draw the foul.
Probably something that Westfield didn't expect with 20 seconds left on the clock, but that'll be Simons' first foul. Third on Westfield. Kiever Hill will shoot a pair. In and out for the first one.
And Kiefer Hill is 88% from the free throw line this year with that first miss.
That's one of a few that he's missed. Second one up, good. It looks like Hines checking in for Zach Johnson, rather.
Shamrocks
13-6.
We'll have just about 19 seconds to see what they can do left in this first quarter.
It's Zach Banks, now Smith. Left side to Chin. Couldn't find Simons, now it's Smith again, 5 seconds. Cross court, Caleb Welch. Banks looks, now it's Chin, gonna drive, floats one up, off the glass. Are they counting it? They do. Basket's good by Chin at the buzzer, and after one quarter, Noblesville 13, Westfield 8.
This timeout is brought to you by Smith's Jewelers. Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be their outstanding jeweler selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager to give their customers a memorable and positive experience. You can contact them at 317-773-3383 or visit them online at smithsonthesquare.com. Well, it's a good thing there is no replay, at least here tonight, in high school basketball, because the ball very well may have been still in Banks' hands at the tip of the buzzer. But nonetheless, Banks able to squeeze it in for that extra 2 at the end of the first quarter. Shamrocks 8, Millers 13.
On the only thing the referees can look at in high school basketball, because we don't have replay, and also that would lengthen the game by who knows how long. They can look because just inside that rectangle of the glass that lights up that orange light, that can be their only indication, really.
Absolutely.
Of if that ball got off in time, but like we said, there's no replay.
And Shamrocks keeping possession here in this second quarter now.
Caleb Welch. Miller's all over him. Now it's Smith. Now back to Banks. Banks hasn't taken one shot yet. But he's got Jordan Schmidt on him, so it's probably not that easy to get one off. Schmidt is pretty quick and shifty. Smith, long three. Banks it off the front. Alex Hunt. And it looks like Chris Chin will get whistled for that foul as he reached in on Hunt. That's 14 fouls on the Shamrocks.
But what I like to see out of the freshman there down on the court, number 15, I mean, he is really active. That is Braden Smith. And again, Coach Sumter has to love seeing that out of his freshman.
Yeah, and he's another kid just like the whole group of Welches that have come through or coming through. Since their freshman year, they're getting played. Those are the kind of players as a coach, you can just groom for 4 years into a great ball player. Hines, left wing, gets it from Schmidt. Back of the iron, no. Chin High for the board, and here he comes fast. Oh, and he gets bumped by Kiever Hill. It looked like it was kind of inadvertent by Egan, but he bumped him by a little hip check. His first foul, 3 on the Millers.
Well, in this day and age of kids growing up and watching what's happening in the NBA, they'll do whatever they can to draw that foul.
Put Westfield back with it. Chin, Banks. Now Chin again. Goes left side, Caleb Welch. They're trying to get the 6'5 Simons in the ball game. Now Banks drives, floats one up from 6 feet, and Banks with his first points.
Banks making a deposit underneath the rim.
And it's back to a 3-point game.
Miller's playing the perimeter ball right now. Shamrock's not letting them drive in.
Floats it across, Fisher. Now back out, Schmidt to Fisher. He'll float baseline to Johnson. Corner 3, gonna be off the front of the iron. Hines corrals the rebound. Back out, and Caleb Welch steals it underneath the baseline. Westfield trying to make quick work of it to get back in this ball game, and Johnson tried to steal. Smith pretty quick, gets it back the other way, and now batted out of bounds.
Once again, those cheerleaders have to be careful. It's getting physical here tonight.
Yeah, A, those cheerleaders need to watch out, and B, Johnson just about went clear through that open. There's one, actually there's one door open over there. He just about went out that door, chasing that ball out of bounds, batted it out. Westfield will keep the ball.
You got to keep the runway open for some running room. Shamrock's looking for a 3.
Banks, left wing 3, no, in and out. High board for Jordan Schmidt. You can hear fans from both sides. Schmidt. Now it's Kiever Hill, left baseline, floats one over. Johnson punches the rebound back out.
And that's where the Millers have done a good job thus far tonight, is keeping active underneath the rim. I mean, if they can't get it, make sure one of their other players can.
Schmidt, long 3, banks it in from the top over Chin. Jordan Schmidt's first points of the game.
He's looking to quiet the Shamrock fans.
(16-10) Noblesville, 4:50 left, second quarter. Chin, left wing 3, makes it.
From downtown, Chin with the 3. Shamrock's trying to heat up here tonight, still only down by 3.
Big shot there by Chin. He's got 5. And it's back to a 3-point game, 1 possession. Fisher. Now Schmidt goes left side, left corner. Hines, Kiever Hill down low.
Great rejection by Caleb Welch.
Welch in there, blocks the shot, deflected, and Jordan Schmidt going to try and tie up Chris Chin. And like you said, getting a little chippy. All the 3 officials get in there to try and break up what could have happened there. I don't think anything would have.
Chin was marching
Jump
down
ball
the court,
going to Noblesville.
but it's
As
slippery
Schmidt tied him
down
up.
there.
And we'll see 33 Eli Patchett, where it's 33 on the football field, and here on the hardwood, coming in for Westfield. It's like Benji Welch, 23 back in. Also 32 Alex Hunt for Noblesville.
We'll see a timeout now. This timeout brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Please contact them at 317-773-7391, as well as check them out online at noblesvilletrophies.com, as well as follow them on Facebook and Twitter. A great game thus far here tonight. It started a little slow with the Millers really taking advantage of coming in here and saying, hey, we want this court as our own. But then with that one timeout, and sometimes that's all it takes, is one timeout to really change the momentum of the game. Coach Sumter, early on timeout, and since then, the Shamrocks have really come back and really clawed into this game, down by 3 now.
You know, like you said, Westfield has not won a game in this series, whether it be sectional or regular season, since 2012, and they're trying to change that, turn that tide a little bit, and end this Noblesville streak. Back out of the timeout, Noblesville basketball. It's Jordan Schmidt. Resets at center circle, goes right side, Brendan Fisher. Now it's Schmidt, again to Fisher. Back out. Noblesville going to be picky and choosy. Left elbow, pulls up, no. Schmidt's jumper off the mark and rebound by Benji Welch. Now it's, actually we got a new Shamrock in there, 21, Jarrett Bailey. 3:30 left here, first half of play.
Shannon Bailey playing hot potato, seeing who's going to take the first shot.
You see Noblesville's defense kind of act a little quicker now. They were just sitting back the last few possessions in that 2-3. And now that Westfield's back within 3, they need to play a little bit tougher.
And they're keeping their hands up, and that's what every coach tells their players to do.
Bailey, long 3 from the left wing, got it. Ties it up.
Bailey stared down the defense of the Millers, and he was like, hey, you want to dare me to take this shot? Don't mind if I do. Drains the 3, nothing but net. Tie ball game here inside the Rock.
Cross-court pass, Hines from Fisher. Hines, 3. Sky for the rebound is Eli Patchett.
Shamrocks have a real opportunity now to take the lead, their first of the game.
.220 left until half. Long 3 again. Off the mark. Rebound by Xavier Hines. He just about had it, did Bailey.
Just a step forward, and he would have.
Free throw line jumper by Hines.
He'll rattle
softly falls back down through the net. And Noblesville regains the lead, 18-16. 2 minutes left here, first half. Hines with 7. And we'll go back the other way. Ball goes out of bounds. Yeah, those cheerleaders may need to watch out. I think I would scoot even further toward that tunnel.
Chin tried to squeeze it in through the Millers defense, but he wasn't able to make the course correction, and he gets that turnover.
18-16, Millers over Shamrocks. 1:52 left, first half. Kiever Hill will bring it up the court. Like Hunt back in there now for Brendan Fisher. Gives the Millers a little more size. Kiever Hill up top 3, no. Benji Welch the board. Looking to run. And Sumter quickly called a timeout. I think Bailey was going to toss up another tray.
He was like, hold on, son. Let me speak to you 1 second. We got to be patient with our possessions. This timeout brought to you by the Community Health Network. Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing healthcare services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775 or check out their website at www.ecommunity.com.
We'll try and chase down some scores here while we have the timeout, as well as at halftime. You're coming up 1:32 left here the first half. Low scoring affair. Figured that would be the case with 2 teams fighting it out like they usually do, Westfield and Noblesville. Boys basketball. Don't forget tomorrow coming up, midday action. Around 1:30 tip-off. It'll be Westfield at Noblesville in girls basketball action. We'll also be streaming live the junior varsity contest at 12 noon at the Mill in Noblesville. And then tomorrow night, Hamilton County TV will also be live. Well, I think Will might be sleeping on a cot tomorrow afternoon at the Mill. 6 o'clock junior varsity start. Noblesville boys will host Hamilton Heights. And boys basketball action, Hamilton County rivalry game.
In basketball, we talk a lot about role players, and even though he just took a seat on the bench, that Chris Chin for the Shamrocks, he has absolutely been the hype man which sometimes is the best role player on the court. Because if you don't have the motivation, if you don't have the confidence for your team, then you could easily allow the other team to just run away with it. But Christian, he came in, did some excellent minutes for the Shamrocks, hit that three, and that is what has changed the momentum and really allowed the Shamrocks to get back within 2 here tonight.
Yeah, he's been that X factor so far for Westfield, and I would say the same thing. Kind of a combination of Johnson and Hines. They play a little pitch and catch inside and out as they've combined for, let's see, 14 of Noblesville's 18 points. So that senior combination of Hines and Johnson have been it for Noblesville tonight. Cross court, Bailey. Patchett wants to shoot a three. Hines will be on him. Left side, now it's Banks. Trying to make a move. 1:05 left first half. Bailey dips it inside the lane. Now it's Banks. Left wing three. I check that left corner. No. Loose ball rebound. Banks gets it out. Fire. No. Jordan Schmidt the rebound. Collects himself, and now Kiever Hill will bring it up the court. 45 seconds.
Shamrocks tried to be too fancy on that possession. They had the basket wide open underneath the rim, but instead they opted to pass it out for the jumper. And in reality, should have gone up for that layup.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 8 times out of 10, you're going to get fouled going up for that.
Exactly.
25 seconds left first half. 18-16 Noblesville. They're trying to pad this 2-point lead going into halftime.
The Shamrocks do not like it when Schmitty has the ball for the Millers.
He's so quick.
And I think tonight, again in the fourth quarter, the Shamrocks will really be loud because he is the man.
Miller's going to move. Schmidt, right wing three. Got it at the buzzer. Kiever Hill gets it to him, right wing. 3-point basket's good.
I was just about to say, he's the man the Millers want with the ball when it comes down to the last second. And what do you behold? Gets it right there with that three from the pocket.
And at the buzzer, he gives Noblesville a 5-point lead at the half. It's 21-16 Noblesville with a 5-point lead over the Westfield Shamrocks. We'll take a break and come back here at halftime here on Hamilton County TV.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Hey Deb, why do they call us Logan Street Signs and Banners?
Because we started off at Logan Street.
But we're on South 10th Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
Why didn't we change the name?
That would have just confused everybody and they wouldn't be able to find us.
Now I'm really confused.
Bill, we're Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Time here at the Rock in Westfield, and you're seeing on the court, yes, you're seeing dodgeball being played by Westfield students. And the one thing we can't figure out why, no matter if any of these players get hit, they pick a ball back up. I thought back in the day, at least when we played, you get hit with the ball, you have to stand off until somebody on your team catches one, then you can come back in, right?
Absolutely.
That used to be the rule.
I guess that was just
apparently these are 2.1
no rules.
rules.
Exactly.
Or no rules, yeah.
Yeah.
Halftime, Noblesville 21, Westfield 16. Leading the way for Westfield here in the first half. 5 points off the bench. Actually, 6 points by Caleb Welch, but 5 off the bench by Chris Chin. 3 out of Jarrett Bailey from a long, deep 3, and Zach Banks with 2 points. Noblesville, 14 of their 18 points coming, 7 each out of actually 14 of their 21 coming from Zach Johnson and Xavier Hines. 6 points from Jordan Schmidt, including that buzzer-beating three-pointer from the right wing as time expired the first half, and that gives Noblesville a 21-16 lead here at the half. So we'll try and chase down some scores. Coolest thing I showed you at halftime on Twitter. I'll see if I can pull that tweet back up. I believe it's Jim Self, athletic director at Hamilton Southeastern. The doors in the first half were shut at Fishers High School. It is a sellout for the Mudstock tonight, and it gives me chills because once again, that's another instance of that's Hoosier hysteria.
Absolutely.
The gym's sold out. There are no more seats to be had in the gym. And that's got to be something bad in a way for an athletic director to have to turn away people. But obviously it's a good thing because there are no more seats left to be sold.
Absolutely, and safety is the number one thing of importance. But you mentioned it, the history of Hoosier hysteria, and really the team that has embodied that over the past handful of years is up in Taylor University when they have their Silent Night event every year.
Yes.
And the crowd is silent up until...
You've been?
I have not been.
I want to go.
I went to Huntington University, so I had a handful of friends that did indeed go. I just never made my way down there because I was broadcasting our own games. That would be that night as well. But until a 10th point would be scored, the whole crowd is quiet, and then just a ruckus, a roars from the crowd. And it is really a sight to be seen.
It attracts enough attention that every time they do that, it makes top 10, SportsCenter top 10.
Even this year, Governor Holcomb made his way up there to experience the hoops of
it's
hysteria.
something when the governor of Indiana makes his way to catch a Taylor basketball game.
And fun fact, Governor Holcomb, he has made a basket in all 92 counties in some gym. So that is a great feat by our governor. But nonetheless, I want to real quick thank our sponsors here tonight: Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Smith Jewelers, One Zone, HCTVcounters.com, and Logan Street Sanctuary in Noblesville.
Getting ready to start period number 3. Craig Atkins along with Victor McCarty. Great job tonight by Lucas Licone up top on the camera. Will Wofford producing our broadcast. Westfield will have the basketball at half court as they will be on the left side of your screen this half. Noblesville will take their offense down to the right, going left to right as the Westfield students rise back to their feet. Westfield inbounds. Glad you've joined us tonight. And they'll shift it around the perimeter again. A little more sense of urgency than they had to start out. It looks like he's saying Zach Banks drug his foot.
Well, that urgency will make you cause turnovers throughout the game. So once again, I said the Shamrocks at the top of the game have to be calm and confident. Be patient with the ball. Don't just hustle right into it. You're down by 5.
And that's the case. They turn the ball over quickly. And Noblesville back with it. Keever Hill. Now it's Hines, right side, looking. Back to Keever Hill. Noblesville being patient. Now cross-court pass to Schmidt down low. Johnson right into the hands as pass goes to Caleb Welch up the court. Zach Banks lost control, almost stepped on the baseline. Now it's Welch. Tries to make a move on Keever Hill. They'll bounce it back out. Banks probably should have gone up with that ball there on the baseline. But he'll shift it back out. Quick passing by Westfield. Three-pointers good.
Caleb Welch with the 3, knocking it down. Nothing but net. That is the patience I was mentioning the Shamrocks have to have if they want to come back into this game. Point now, 19, excuse me.
Caleb Welch with his second 3 of the ball game. He's got 9 down low. Johnson high off the glass from Alex Hunt, and it's back to a 5-point game. Smith, now it's Banks. Thought about that 3 up top, and they'll keep floating it around the perimeter, trying to find the best option. Cross court again to Welch. 3, right corner, no. Johnson the board. Actually, that's Keever Hill, and he'll bring it across the timeline. Millers will slow it up a little bit, try and get the half-court offense going, and that ball is deflected and into the hands of Braden Smith, and he'll quickly get across half court. Welch, 3, got it.
The second 3 from Welch in this half. He is heating up for the Shamrocks.
12 points to lead Westfield, and it's a 1-point ball game. There's 2 minutes into the second half.
Turnover by the Millers.
Again, and back the other way. Oop. Zach Byer. Corral the rebound on the other end. Now it's Smith, now Welch, Banks, back to Smith, three-pointer, good.
The freshman with the three. That is 3 back-to-back threes for the Shamrocks, and timeout Millers.
5:10 left, third quarter.
Shamrocks on fire. They take their first lead of the game. 25-23, 5:10 left to go in this third quarter.
And that's big out of the freshman, Braden Smith.
This timeout brought to you by Church Hill and Antrim. Church Hill and Antrim. Since the establishment of Church Hill and Antrim in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, and school districts have placed their trust in them to solve their most challenging legal issues. They have a rich history of helping their clients when they need it most. If you need their help, give them a call. 317-773-2190, or simply visit their website at cchalaw.com.
Back out of the timeout, Noblesville will have it far left. Brendan Fisher checks in the ball game.
Shamrocks fans really getting into it here tonight.
Westfield 25-23 lead over Noblesville, their first of the night. And Schmidt goes right side to Fisher. Westfield tightening up that defense on the 2-3 cross-court pass. Hines thought about a three, now backs it back out to Schmidt.
Shamrocks being uptight with the defense, and that's what you have to do. Not giving an inch for the Millers.
Back out top to Xavier Hines. Long three, top of the key, got it. Noblesville back on top, 26-25.
3 after 3 here in this third quarter.
Second three of the game for Hines. He's got 10.
Freshman looks to see what he can do.
Welch, baseline to Welch, to Banks, free throw line. He'll back it out. Now it's Caleb Welch, right corner. Ball deflected. Oh, wow, Schmidt deflects it off of Caleb Welch's hands. Caleb not happy about that. Back to Noblesville on the turnover. Coach Sumter right in front of the bench there, not happy about that as he lets that official know.
Millers will take it back across the court.
Schmidt now right side, Brendan Fisher. Noblesville going to try and keep the lead. 26-25, almost stolen. Schmidt, now it's Hines, left corner three, got it.
Second three from him, back to back. He's heating up now for the Millers. Millers have the lead now, 29-25.
Smith, now it's Banks up top. Back to Smith. Dips it baseline to Byer. Smith, long three, no. Hunt rebounds, swats away Benji Welch. Could have been a foul there on Hunt. The fans in front of us letting the rest hear it.
It's going to continue to get chippy as we count down the clock.
Whether it's the players or the fans. Down low, Johnson gets it from Schmidt. Hines, left wing three again, no. Flat on that shot. And I think that's a reach in on Jordan Schmidt of Noblesville. Nope, Alex Hunt with that reach in. Second on him. Not a lot of fouls here in the game so far. That's 8 total, 4 each for each team. Just the first in the half. Welch, left corner three, got it.
And he'll knock it down from the corner pocket. Score now 29-28. Miller's only up by 1.
Caleb Welch with 3 3-pointers this quarter to lead all scorers with 15 points. Back out top, Schmidt for Noblesville. Now it's Fisher.
Miller's being patient on the outside. Schmidt looking to reset.
Drives. They're going to call a reach in, but I think that was a deflection by Braden Smith.
Sometimes the fans just have to bite their tongues.
They called a reach in on the freshman Schmidt. That'll be out of bounds for Noblesville, right in front of the Westfield student body. 2:20 left here, third quarter. Schmidt goes right side to Fisher. Cross court he'll go. Hines. Now back out to Jordan Schmidt. Hines again. Westfield students booing.
They just do not like number 10 tonight.
Down low, up off the glass and in by Johnson. Johnson's got 11, looking to make it 12 if he can the free throw.
Westfield's 23, Richie Welch. That's his second. Team's second.
Johnson's free throw up and good. 32-28, 2 minutes exactly on the clock.
And Chris Chin will come back in for the Rocks, as well as number 30, Camden Simons.
Welch takes it upon himself now to Simons. Back out. Smith, three. Got it.
The freshman will hit another three. His presence being heard tonight.
Two threes this quarter for Braden Smith. Three by Welch. Long three by Hines. No. Rebound down to Westfield.
And they'll get the rebound up to the top of the key. Freshman with the ball in his hands.
Down to a minute 10 left, third quarter. Chin, right side. Check that left side. Now it's Banks. Smith, long three, off the mark. Saved by Caleb Welch, and looked like Chin tried to save it here on the sideline. He steps on the sideline, turns it back over to Noblesville. 1 minute left, third quarter.
Looking like a game of volleyball. Ball getting some airtime.
Back in, number 21, Jarrett Bailey.
Number 21, Jarrett Bailey.
I want to hear you say his name. 34.
Saki Vishnu Molakalaka.
Just wondering if he's going to get in the ball game tonight, so we can say that name.
I'd just like to call him Vishnu.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to abbreviate in commentating.
Maybe they just call him Vish.
There we go. Vish the Swish.
That looks like he played some JV. Down to 25 seconds. Noblesville trying to hold for a last shot. They've got a 1 point lead right now.
Shamrocks have to be careful not to fall asleep on defense. Prevent that last second shot.
It's like cross-court pass. Fisher. Now it's Schmidt. Back center circle. 10 seconds to Fisher again. Cross-court. Hines. Left wing three. No. And they're going to say the rebound deflected off of Caleb Welch. He's fighting his case. But Noblesville basketball, 4.0 seconds left. 20, Egan Keever-Hill checks back in, and he will inbound.
Look for the Shamrocks to step up their defense in this last 4 seconds of the third quarter.
Inbound, deep in the backcourt, it's Hines. Corner. Three on the way by Hunt, no good, and through three quarters, Noblesville 32, Westfield 31.
This timeout brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners. Celebrating over 26 years, Logan Street Signs and Banners specialize in last-minute signage and banners. Serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their website at loganstreetsigns.com. Also, follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. This timeout also brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them out online at www.noblesvilletrophies.com. Please also follow them on Facebook and Twitter. Well, we've got a tight one here tonight inside the Rock at Westfield High School Stadium. The visiting Noblesville Millers up one, 32-31. This will be an invigorating last 8 minutes as the fans sing Sweet Caroline going in here to the final stretch.
Noblesville basketball as we start the fourth quarter of action. 32-31, Noblesville leading Westfield by 1. Inbound, Hines to Hunt, now it's Kiever Hill. Floats it left side, it's Schmidt. Student section booing Schmidt again. He'll drive, dribbles down. Now Johnson back out, and
that was awfully close to a turnover, and it will be. Chin with the layup.
Chin back the other way, gives Westfield a 33-32 lead rather on the steal.
Shamrocks are almost in an uproar of not calling the over and back. Oh, and now
reach in on Chin
on
as he
Chin.
is told to calm down as he slammed the ball on the court in frustration there.
It's not just a physical game tonight, it's a mental game as well. You got to keep your composure.
Chin's second foul. There's 3 on the team as Johnson flies for the layup. And it's 34-33.
Back and forth we go now here in the fourth. Shamrocks at the top of the key. Banks directing traffic.
Now it's Chin looking. Goes right side to Banks, now back to Chin. Bailey. We may see another Bailey bomb from outside. Trying to find Caleb Welch, a 3 again. No, off the back of the iron. Chin, a big rebound. Now it's Banks, three-pointer, left side. Got
Banks
it.
with the deposit. 3 from downtown. Shamrocks take the lead. Biggest of the game for them, 36-34.
6:35 left here in quarter number 4.
Reminder, folks, the Shamrocks have not beat the Millers since 2012. This is a big game for both squads here tonight.
Miller's floating it. Now it's Hines driving right baseline. Throws one up and off the mark, no. Johnson swats the rebound out. He will be called for a foul for over the back. So Westfield with a little bit of momentum here.
Millers now have to also watch it and make sure they stay calm and collected.
Westfield with it back. Going right to left. Banks across the 10-second line. He'll go right side to Caleb Welch. Welch with a hot hand here in the second half. Had 3 threes in the third quarter. And it looks like Bailey will collide with Hines, trying to get the pass at the right elbow.
Sometimes timing is everything, and when you're in a double trap, you're able to squeeze right in there and draw the foul.
First foul on Hines, 3 on the Millers, also 3 on the Shamrocks. Just under 6 minutes left here, quarter number 4. Westfield 36, Noblesville 34. Caleb Welch to Bailey, back out to Banks. Now it's Chin, left wing 3, no. Schmidt chases down the board.
Shamrocks hustle back on defense.
Kiever Hill gets it across the timeline, picks his dribble up. Now it's back out, Hines to Kiever Hill. Schmidt, long 3, left side, no. Hines, big rebound, up and off the glass, ties it at 36.
And that'll be a timeout for the Millers. This timeout brought to you by the Community Health Network. Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775 or check out their website online at www.ecommunity.com.
36-36 our score, 5:19 on the fourth quarter clock, and we won't say it yet, but dare I say regulation here at the Rock in Westfield. Craig Atkins with Victor McCarty. Glad you joined us tonight for this HCC action on Friday night, mid-December. Hard to believe we've got 11 days until Christmas.
Until Santa Claus comes to town. But speaking of Christmas and presents, thus far this has been a gift for the Shamrocks because last year against the Millers, they only scored 27. So scoring 36 here tonight has been a great accomplishment, and really it's up to the newfound leaders of the Shamrocks, the Welches, where last year, they came in, weren't so confident, weren't so collected, and now they're not afraid to really drive the basket, pass it outside, get those assists, but as well sit outside the perimeter and hit those threes. But again, the key player of the night, I'm calling it, is Chris Chin for the Shamrocks. He's really come in each time as a substitute off the bench and really invigorated his squad.
Out of the timeout, Westfield basketball coming back across midcourt. Caleb Welch now to Banks. Got a screen from Bailey. Now Smith. You got 4 guards in there technically if you count Bailey as a kind of like a swing, with Simons floating toward around the lane. Under 5 minutes left here, fourth quarter. Westfield trying to find the right shot or find a passing lane. Noblesville being stingy with that 2-3 zone defense.
Shamrocks dancing around the perimeter trying to look for the three.
In a game like this, I don't know if I would look for a three. Just try and look for something if you can score. Pass deflected, but Caleb Welch corralled it. Back out to Banks. 4:22.
And you see the Millers are locking down the defense underneath the rim. Not letting anything inside the perimeter.
Now it's Welch. Banks drives, back out. Smith, 3, not afraid. Gets fouled by Schmidt and makes it.
The freshman with the 3. I gotta say, he's not gonna be a freshman forever, but that's his nickname to me. Braden Smith coming in, no fear, staring down the defense, getting that 3 and the and 1.
Smith with his 3rd tray of the second half. Gives Westfield a 3-point lead. And he gets 1 free throw here. Makes the new fashion 4-point play. He's got 10. And it's 40-36, 4:06 left fourth quarter.
When I heard coming up that the Shamrocks at the middle school level, once they get to high school, they were going to be some contenders. And right now here tonight, Braden Smith, the freshman, he is proving that fact.
Now it's Noblesville back the other way. Egan Keever Hill. Schmidt. Now Johnson. Cross court pass to Hines. They'll float the perimeter. Keever Hill. Left side, it's Schmidt. Thought about a 3, no. Down below, Johnson up off the glass.
The battle underneath the glass. The Millers have won that thus far tonight. And Banks coming up at the top of the key.
Johnson's got 15 points. He and Hines with 15 for 30 of Noblesville's 38.
And this is where not having a shot clock comes into play for the Shamrocks.
If I'm a coach, I tell them to come out and get that ref to start counting the 5. Make that other offense work. And now they're going to do that. 2:47 left, fourth quarter. Noblesville putting the pressure on the half-court defense. Floats it down low. Schmidt grabbed that like a defensive back there, Victor. And back the other way, deflected. Smith reaching foul on Jordan Schmidt as Caleb Welch hits the deck.
The Millers turned up the heat on defense, but they were not able to capitalize.
Won't be a shooting foul, though. This team foul number 5.
That's his second. Team's fifth.
Banks will inbound underneath for the Shamrocks. Oh, and we have a timeout called. Looks like by Shane Sumter.
This timeout brought to you by Hamilton County TV events calendars. You can find the calendar at hctvcalendar.com. Be sure to check out this calendar for upcoming events in Hamilton County, including all of our local high school events. If you have an event, please add it to our calendar. It's easy, it's free. The Hamilton County Community Calendar has been online since 1995. Once more, you can find it at www.hctvcalendar.com.
40-38 our score. Westfield with a 2-point edge on Noblesville right now.
I don't know about you, Craig, but my blood is boiling right now. Not just that it's getting hot in here, but the atmosphere is at an all-time high. The Shamrocks with a 2-point lead against the visiting Millers.
Yeah, I knew this game would be a game that came down to the wire like this, simply because both teams are 2-2, 0-1 in league play to start out, and regardless of having now 7 games with Franklin Central joining the fold starting this school year, but if you start out 0-2 in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference play, it's hard to dig out of that hole, and neither of these teams want to be in that hole right now.
Absolutely. It's a battle of pride tonight for the Millers and Shamrocks.
Westfield inbounding, left side. 2:34 left, fourth quarter. Inbound to Simons. Now it's Banks and Smith. Playing a little catch outside deep.
Shamrocks have to be careful to not cross the timeline.
Pass deflected, but back into the hands of Benji Welch. Now we're down to 2:05. Common foul, Alex Hunt. Still no free throws. Next one will be free throws, as that's foul number 6 on Noblesville.
Shamrocks will inbound the ball. But they just have to be careful. Almost 2 minutes left now. They do have a 2-point lead, but it could go away in a flash.
Schmidt comes out to take Banks. Quick feet by Schmidt. Now it's Caleb Welch.
Towards the end of the game, it's a chess match.
Hand up there. Shane Sumter calls timeout because he was that close to getting a 5-second count, with Schmidt reaching his hand up close to Caleb Welch.
Got to be careful in time management towards the end of a game. Now with 1:43 left to play, real quick, this timeout brought to you by Church, Hiddle, and Antrim. Attorneys at law since the establishment of Church, Hiddle, and Antrim in 1880. Our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, and school districts have placed their trust in them to solve their most challenging legal issues. They have a rich history of helping out their clients when they need it most. Give them a call at 317-773-2190 or simply visit their website at cchalaw.com. But speaking of time management, thus far tonight, I really believe Shane Sumter has had the advantage in terms of when timeouts are called. And I think that really stems from when he was the head coach of girls basketball here at Westfield High School. His record then was 122-36.
Yeah, he had some good teams.
He knows how to win games.
Back out of the timeout, 1:43 left, fourth quarter. Caleb Welch will inbound with the 6'3" Kiever Hill on him, and we've got a foul. I believe it was Schmidt as Banks tried to peel off, and that will be free throws for Banks. That'll be Jordan Schmidt.
And Banks is the best free throw percentage shooter for the Shamrocks at 76%.
So Banks will try and add to this 2-point lead.
Benji Welch coming back in the game for the Shamrocks.
First free throw up And good by Banks. His first free throw of the night, actually only the 6th free throw attempted. Westfield now 5 out of 6 from the foul line.
And he'll hit both of them.
42-40.
Rattling in for the Shamrocks. Shane Sumter calling all Shamrock fans to get on their feet. They need him here in this last minute and a half.
Schmidt now to Fisher. Left side back to Schmidt. Long three. Xavier Hines tried to bank it in. No.
And Banks with the rebound. He'll march down.
Reach in foul on. Yep, foul's on the floor. Right about the elbow on Brendan Fisher.
Shamrocks have a 4-point lead. Going to the line now.
Brendan Fisher's first foul, 8th on the Millers. Banks will shoot again. This one's up and good.
Senior coming in clutch for his team here tonight.
Second one up and good. 44-38.
The pressure now on the Millers. See what they can do with 1:20 left to go in the game.
9 points now for Banks. As Schmidt goes left side. Hines back to Schmidt. Noblesville's going to have to do something if they want to cut into the 6-point deficit. Johnson, left corner three. No. Rebound. Down to Benji Welch.
Keep it in the hands of Banks.
And Schmidt will commit his 4th foul. And 58.3 seconds left. That's his 4th. Banks will go back to the charity stripe. And he'll shoot 1 and 1 again. Odds are he'll make both of these.
Rattling in.
Westfield with their biggest lead once again. Second one up and good. 46. 6 points in a row by Zach Banks. 46-38. Schmidt looks. He's going to have to shoot. Somebody will.
The clock is ticking.
And that ball going to be saved into the hands of Xavier Hines. Picks his dribble up near midcourt. 38 seconds.
Millers have to do something.
Cross-court pass. Schmidt can't handle it as went a little higher than the...
We said that tonight was going to be a physical matchup between these two squads. And that is where usually it is the most physical. But when it comes to the mental game, it can get physical as well. And the Shamrocks here tonight have gotten into the heads of the visiting Millers.
32.7 left here, 4th quarter. And Noblesville commits their 10th team foul. That'll send the Shamrocks to the line with 31 seconds exactly on the clock. Xavier Hines, 2nd foul, 10 on the team. That'll be 2 shots for Smith and just Miller's underneath, as I think they're pretty confident that Smith will make these free throws. He's got 10 so far.
He'll make his first.
Back in the lineup for Westfield, number 23, Benji Welch.
Lining up for a second now.
Second one missed. 47-38, 26 seconds left. 3 way off the mark. Noblesville frustrated, and Westfield going to win this one going away. Caleb Welch. Ten seconds left, and Westfield up by 11. They steal it again. Banks. And Westfield going to win going away.
Shamrocks run away with it at home. They break the streak. The streak is over. Shamrocks win it against the Millers, 51-38.
That's our final score as Westfield takes it by 13.
My lucky number.
And the biggest thing there, they outscored Noblesville 20-6 in the fourth quarter to ice that victory. They pretty much took Noblesville out of everything that they had going.
Just a fantastic game all around for the Shamrocks here tonight. Once again, I have to mention, even though he might have not scored the most points on the floor tonight, Chris Chin, he really came in off the bench and gave the Shamrocks the fire that they needed. But then we had senior Zach Banks, we had senior Caleb Welch, as well as Benji Welch, just really being on fire from the three for the Shamrocks. And I cannot leave out my freshman, near and dear to my heart here tonight. He won me over, Braden Smith, just 3 after 3, earning his right to be on the squad.
Yeah, and you got to give it to we saw a couple different X factors for Westfield, and they would help project this game to go Westfield's way tonight by the count of 51-38 over Noblesville. Like you said, ending that streak of 7 years worth of losses to the Millers. And before we say goodbye for the night, we'll thank our sponsors once again. Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hill and Antrim, Smith Jewelers, One Zone, HCTVcalendars.com, and Logan Street Sanctuary in Noblesville. And once again, fans, a reminder, programming tomorrow, double dip of hoops at Noblesville. It's going to be girls basketball action as we turn things in this HCC rivalry to the girls' side, as Westfield will visit Noblesville. 12 o'clock for the JV tip, around 1:30 for the varsity. And then tomorrow night it'll be Hamilton County TV. Will's going to take a nap in the press area up there in the one box at Noblesville. Boys basketball action tomorrow night. Hamilton Heights visiting Noblesville, 6 o'clock junior varsity, and followed by the varsity around 7:30. And can't thank Lucas enough up top for a great job on the camera tonight, and Will producing this broadcast. Victor, always a good time calling a game with you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you, sir, for having me.
You're welcome, man. We will see you tomorrow. And Victor, you'll be there tomorrow at the Mill for girls basketball action, Shamrocks and Millers.
I will be indeed. I hope it's just as exciting, I'm sure it will be, as tonight.
Sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow on Hamilton County TV.